over 100 women and children abducted in Borno just after breaking their fast.
Yeah, really sad. I read through that story, and my mind is numb every time I see a security story like this. And numb because we'll move on the next minute. The very next minute we'll move on. And Nigeria has become like this. It's an habitual, it's a habit now, that when tragedies of this scale happen, nobody says anything. In fact, the political leadership in this country has moved away from this one. I can't remember the last time President Tinubu's office issued a statement to commiserate with people who have been killed by terrorists in this country. And people are killed by terrorists in this country every day. If you read the newspapers across Nigeria, there's no day that if you do a data count of people that have been killed, there's no day we don't achieve 100 killed and injured. There's no damn day in this country that we don't achieve that number. People that have been killed by terrorists. Now, not just in the northeast, everywhere in this country, including in Igbetu, in Ondo State. The numbers are piling. But the last time the presidency issued a statement to condole with families of victims or even direct the armed forces to do more, it's probably a month ago or 2 months ago. That's the nature of security in our country now. The President Tinubu administration don't care about security. It irritates him actually. Any talk about whether maybe we go catch terrorists, no, he doesn't want to hear that. Governors defecting is a bigger issue in the villa, than all of the security stories. So
when soldiers are killed.
Yes, when I saw this story yesterday, I just said same of the same, and it just numbed my mind. Because this attack in ngoshe, on Wednesday night, they first overran a military base. We are talking about a military base, we are not talking about police station, A military base, overran a military base and killed soldiers. Of course, there's a counter claim that a lot of terrorists were also killed. But after that, what happened next was that they went into this community in ngoshe local government in ngoshe and abducted 300 people and killed many, and thousands of, in fact, the entire community went into chaos. People fled, went to the neighboring community, Puka, and were sleeping off on the express. That's what they were afraid to go back because of further attacks. Now, this is not just a newspaper report, because Ali Ndume, the senator for Borno, who represents that area, has given an interview where he said that, yes, it is true, 100 people are still missing, and that the insurgents overran the military base in ngoshe before unleashing hell on the community. So this happened. This is not fiction. This is a fact of events that have happened in this country. Yet, it's over 24 hours, and then the country is calm. The 6 US soldiers that have been killed in this conflict in Iran, after they mentioned the name of 4, you can see how America celebrated them. Even newsreaders on networks, on American networks, they give a moment of silence, and thank the soldiers for their service. On television, we're talking about only 4 soldiers. 4 out of 6. That is how a country reacts to a national tragedy. Not so here. Not so here.
And they burnt the armored tanks, took away some ammunitions. Now they're even getting empowered with more ammunitions.
The word that one newspaper used to describe the attack on the base, so they dislodged the military base. Ali Ndume said they overran the military base and burnt their equipment and took some away. It's too tragic, really. And as a country, I don't think our attitude to insecurity is helping. I don't think it's helping at all. Like, when these things happen, some people don't care. They don't want to be told. Borno State is the home state of the vice president.
Over to you, Captain.